I'm in the bathroom right now just thinking about life and stuff. And, you know, I will admit, I'm 25. And I did spend the last, I'd say, since I was 19.
Who's in there?
Me! Since I was 19, I spent the last couple of years kind of just screwing around a little bit. Thinking I had more time, and that I had enough time later to get things together. And I kind of did. I kind of did. I'm not gonna say that I completely screwed things over for myself. I got, I do have a couple things going right now that are looking pretty good. But then there's other things that I don't know. I'm not feeling too good about right now. Like, I think about the times where I spent money when I could have saved it or did something else with it. Things like that. I'm thinking about all the times that I went for joy rides in my truck, blunt rides, stuff like that. The money that I spent doing that. And don't get me wrong, I kind of like, I look at it in two different lights. I look at it in two different ways. I look at it in one way, I look at it like, in one way I look at it like I understand why I made those decisions during that time. But then I look at it in another way where it's like I could have done something better with that time. And I guess there is something called balance. And I always knew it too. I didn't think there was anything wrong with me spending a few years kind of just like having a little bit of fun with my life, especially considering the fact that growing up, I didn't really get to go anywhere, see anything and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that for a little bit and then get it together. And now I see like how toxic my family is and stuff like that, and all these reasons why I should have done it sooner so that I can get away from them sooner, right? But I'm in a place right now where where I really can right now in these very moments that I'm living right now, get things really straightened out. And I'm thankful for that, right? But at the same time, when I think about the times in the past where even though I was, screwing around and having fun, I will admit I didn't do that all the way, like I did it within reason. I didn't just go full blown throwing my credit everywhere and stuff like that. I didn't do that, I didn't throw my credit in the red or anything like that. You know what I mean? There was, out of the three, there was one that was in the red for a little bit, but I managed to get it out. You know, out of the three credit bureaus, but everything else right now, everything is good. I got green, I got a little bit of yellow. Everything is fine. So, what am I trying to say? During those times, I did have my fun, right? I did screw around, but I did it within reason. But at the same time, I was trying to make decisions that I know could help based off of what I knew, like saving your money and all this other mess, right? And I was doing it that way, and I was doing it that way for a long time, for years, right? And it never works. It never works, right? Why doesn't it work? Because people always tell you, save your money, work and save your money. That's what people say, right? Now, if we were living back in 1950 or 1920 or 1875, yeah, work and save your money. But in this day and age where you have so many responsibilities around you that saving your money is just not enough, I learned that just recently, you know? Saving your money is the last thing you should be doing. Maybe it's okay to save some of your money, but not all of your money. You see what I'm saying? I started making certain decisions that could help my money I started making decisions with my money that could help make it grow. And even though it's kind of a risky, I won't say what it is, what I'm doing, but there is some risk to it, but the chances of it growing, you know, you know what I mean? That you have to, in this economy and in this day and age, I know for a fact I'm not the only 24-year-old, 25-year-old. I'm 25 now. I'm not the only mid-20s guy out here that is struggling with apartment rent and all this other mess. And it shouldn't even be that way, honestly. Why is the system so hitting down on us younger guys so hard? And then our parents growing up and stuff, they're like, oh, well, you know, it was hard during my time too. Well, guess what? It's even harder now. You know what I mean? Like, this is the thing, is that when I get older and I have kids, if inflation doesn't start going in the opposite direction, which most likely never will, my kids are going to be saying the same thing. And they're probably going to be right. You know what I mean? That they're going to tell me, oh, it's harder than when I was doing it. And you know what I'm going to tell them? I'm going to tell them, yeah, you're right. It probably is. It probably is harder now. That's what I'm going to say. Because people don't realize that, like, it's like people don't get it. Things in this economy, in this world, when it comes to pricing and stuff like that, it all just goes up. It never comes back down, right? That impact, especially if your paycheck is not keeping up, there comes a breaking point where no matter how much you work, it's just not going to be enough. And we're starting to hit that point. And that's why a lot of us younger guys are struggling right now, when it shouldn't even be that way. At my age, I should easily be able to handle an apartment and a car payment and all this other stuff without my life feeling like I'm in my 40s and I made a bunch of screwed up decisions that messed up my credit and all this other mess. I didn't go down that route. I know I had a little bit of fun when I was younger, when I was like, and it was only for 4 years that I had some fun. So what? 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 is when I really started trying to get it together, right? But the problem I was having was every time I saved up a certain amount of money, something would happen where I would have to take that money out and spend it, and then I gotta try to save up again, right? And then right when I get to the point where I got enough, oh man, something else happened. I gotta take money out and put it into this, and then I gotta try to save it, and it becomes a cycle. And that cycle is what happens when you try to save, quote unquote, save money. Don't save your money. Your money at this point, in this day and age, in this economy, if you want to try to get a place, do this, do that, you're going to have to take your money and put it somewhere where it'll grow, like passively. Even if there's some risk that you might lose it. Because it's literally the only option you got in this economy. Honestly, if you want to be able to work, if you don't want to be slaving yourself, you know what I mean? Because that's the thing. Nobody. Not even these older people who try to tell us, oh, well, that's just the way it is, blah, blah, blah. Not even you want to just work and feel like you're not getting nothing back out of it. Like, and then you wonder why you're so